Hey boys, it's HarmNone. Today we're going to be customizing the Bravado Buffalo STX in Grand Theft Auto Online. Now I've actually customized this car before. I'm sure many of you have probably seen my customization, or at least some of you have. But today I decided that I wanted to re-customize this thing, but go for sort of a different look, do something a little different. So we're going to start off with the armor. We are going to go all the way up on that. Now for the armor plating, I was considering putting it on, but I think for this customization I'm going to be leaving it off because I don't really want the armored look of the vehicle, so we're just not going to do that. For the brakes, we are going to go all the way up on that. For the front bumpers, this is where things are going to get a little bit more interesting. Now I don't really like to go for anything too crazy. I think that we're probably going to go for either the secondary custom splitter or the custom splitter. I think just the custom actually. For the engine, we're going to go all the way up on that. For the exhaust, we do have quite a few nice options here. The STX has some pretty good exhaust options actually. I think the angled looks the best. There are of course the medium bores, which aren't bad, and then there's the big bores, but I think the big bores that kind of stick out too far, if you know what I'm saying. So you know what, we'll go for the medium bore, just because they're kind of a good in-between of the two, so we'll go for that. Now on the stock hood, we have the vent delete that we can add to this, or we have the front facing vent hood, the muscle car hood, or the recessed hood. The recessed hood actually looks really cool. The muscle car hood is just like too much going on there, but the front facing vent hood looks really good in my opinion, so we're gonna put that on. Now for the intercooler, we can add this onto the front of the car, and honestly it does look pretty cool. However, I kind of like the regular vent there, so I think I'm just gonna leave it stock. Now for Imani tech, on my other vehicle I do believe that I have the remote control unit on it, and the missile lock-on jammer would be good to have, but seeing as I'm not putting armor on this thing, I think they're both kind of useless, and I'm just not going to add either of them. Now for the headlights, we are going to go xenon, of course, for sure. For the livery, we do have some options here. We have the blue racing stripes, the red racing stripes, bravado stripes as well. Not really, I think they're white, so they don't really show up right now, obviously. We have the bravado stripes alt, Fukaru alt, Sprunk Racing, Zero Gas Racing, Raga Rum as well, Cerveza Gray, that's pretty cool, and Cerveza Red, oh, okay. We have the half camo as well, and we have back to stock. Now I'm thinking about going for the blue racing stripes. Now I haven't really done a racing stripe livery on a Bravado Buffalo STX yet, so I'm kind of interested in doing it. Now we could add louvers onto the back of this thing, however the louvers in my opinion, like they're just not my favorite look ever. I can appreciate them, but I just don't think that we're going to go for them. Now for the mirrors, we are going to go for the carbon mirrors because I just want to add that. For the plate, we are going to go yellow on black. That's what I always do. For weapons, we can of course add machine guns to this thing, but this is going to be more of a street build, so we're not going to go ahead and add those. We can of course also equip the proximity slick mine dropper on this thing, but I'm also not going to equip that. Now for the respray of the vehicle, we do have quite a few options. Obviously there's a lot of colors in Grand Theft Auto Online, so we got quite a few to choose from. Now I'm not 100% convinced about the blue racing stripes. I just kind of wanted to try it out, but if they don't work, then they don't work. Now I'm thinking about going for a blue of some sort. Now dark blue looks really good in my opinion, but we are still going to look through the rest of these. Diamond blue is also a nice option for this vehicle. Of course we have ultra blue and racing blue as well. Both of those look really good. I'm not sure how I feel about it with the stripes though. I'm not sure. The stripes are, I feel like they're kind of a lot on this car, so I might go ahead and remove those. Now that I'm looking, I think that surf blue has really caught my attention here. I think that actually looks really good, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and put on surf blue. That's kind of a boring color honestly, but I kind of like it at the same time. Now for the secondary color, I'm not sure what this does. Oh, it does the pinstripes inside the car, so we'll go ahead and make it surf blue as well because why not? Now for the trim color in general, we could go for like a white or something like that. Kind of want to go for something that kind of stands out. I don't think that I want to go, I don't know, I feel like a blue interior might not be the greatest. Let's see, what does surf blue look like on the interior here? Let's take a look. Actually, you know what? It's not that bad. let's go for surf blue for the interior. Why not? Roll cage, of course, we can add that to this car, and we can change up the seats inside. However, I actually like the stock seats. The other ones do look cool, don't get me wrong, but I really don't want the roll cage. I don't really like the roll cage look, so we're just not going to go for it. Now for the roof, we do have quite a few options here. We've got all these vortex generators that we can add to the roof of this thing. They all look kind of ridiculous in my opinion, so don't think that we're going to add any of those. We have these huge roof scoops. I don't know where the roof scoops exactly go in the vehicle, because if you look, there's a lot of glass right there, and there's pretty much nowhere where the air could pass through to actually be useful. So I think we're actually going to leave the roof alone. If we add anything, it's probably going to be like a single vortex generator. I don't really like the look of it, so we're just not going to add it. Now for these skirts, we do have quite a few options here. I kind of like the regular race skirt, so we're going to go for that. Now for the spoilers, this is where we have some interesting options. We have the small lip spoiler that we can add to this thing, the medium lip spoiler. We have the cut lip spoiler as well. And of course we have the small wing, the race wing, tuner wing, the street wing, the medium wing, the angled wing, the big wing, and the chassis mounted wing. Oh, and the alt chassis mounted wing. We're gonna go for the small lip spoiler because it looks the cleanest in my opinion. If you don't know, I absolutely love ducktail spoilers. I think they're like the greatest spoiler ever. So we're gonna go ahead and add that. And for the suspension, we are gonna drop this car all the way down. For the transmission, all the way up, of course. Turbo as well. For the wheels, I usually like to put on the concave mega mesh on most of my cars. I feel like this is one of the best looking rims in the game. However, for this car, I don't think that I'm actually going to go for it, because I'm pretty sure that I went for it on my other STX. Now, the Mercy concave is actually a rim that stands out to me a lot. I really like the look of these. Now, under the high-end rims, we do have the Cheetah Carbon Rs, which is a really good looking rim in my opinion. We also have the regular Cheetahs, which I think that these are maybe some of the best looking rims in the game, similar to the concave mega mesh. I like a lot of spokes, and these seem to do it really well. So I think we're going to add the Cheetah Carbon Rs, or sorry, the Cheetah RRs, my bad. For the color of these, we could go for a black. Black is a really safe bet for your rim choice. However, Stone Silver also does look pretty good. Frost White even almost looks pretty good. And beyond that, we do have some other colors, like we have gold, we have straw brown, dark ivory, we have copper as well. These all look really good, and I think to kind of accent this car, I might end up going for a bronze. I think that actually looks really good with all the blue that we have on the car, so we're gonna go for bronze on the rims. Now, you guys might not like that, but I think that it is actually a pretty good look. Bulletproof tires as well, we will add those for sure, and we are going to tint the windows on this thing all the way out. Now, I'm still not 100% convinced about the livery, and I may or may not remove the livery later, but for right now, it is staying. So let's take it down to the ground. We're going to do a sound test and a review. Let's see what this thing sounds like. Now, it really doesn't sound all that special. It kind of sounds just like, I think, the other Buffalo that's in the game. I think actually both of them. But the STX is no regular Buffalo. This is the best version of the Buffalo in Grand Theft Auto Online. On top of that, as of the time of recording this video, it's also the fastest car around a circuit in the muscle car category. So it's actually a pretty good car. Obviously, on top of all of that, it does have the Imani Tech missile jammer, which is really good, and the armor, so it's just really a fantastic car. Now, as far as the customization goes, I am actually pretty happy with how this thing turned out. I think that the livery and the racing stripes actually works pretty well with this thing. I think that I am actually going to keep them because it just, I don't know, it just works. It looks good. Now, as far as the STX goes, like I said, it is the best car for racing around circuits in the muscle cars category, so you can probably assume some things about this car, but in case you didn't want to assume, I will tell you. The Bravado Buffalo STX is probably the best handling muscle car in the entire game. This thing has no understeer. If anything, it may oversteer very slightly, but it's very manageable and very nice to drive. Now, it is still a muscle car, so you can whip this thing around. It will still lose traction on some corners if they're sharp enough and if you're going fast enough, but for the most part, it will grip up pretty nicely, surprisingly. Now, the STX Also, obviously being at the top of the muscle cars category, it's probably going to have some pretty good acceleration, and I can confirm the STX does have very, very good acceleration. As far as the top speed goes, it's a little bit weaker than you would hope for maybe with this car, but it is still really, really good and really respectable. Overall, I feel like the Bravado Buffalo STX is one of the best cars we've had added into Grand Theft Auto Online in recent times. Definitely one of my favorite cars from the Contract DLC. In fact, when I ranked all of the Contract DLC vehicles, I gave the Bravado Buffalo STX a very, very generous ranking because I truly feel like it is one of the best cars from the Contract DLC. Not going to spoil exactly where I put this thing in case you guys haven't seen that video. It's a very good video and you should go and watch it if you haven't seen it. That is pretty much it for the Bravado Buffalo STX customization and review, guys. If you enjoyed this video, a like is of course appreciated. If not, dislike. Let me know what you thought of my customization in the comments down below. Subscribe if you guys are new, and I will see you all in the next video. Until then, take care. Peace.